Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world. This is Gloria White, and I'm coming to you from Utah, USA. I just found this article while scrolling through Google. This is a man in Utah. He was only 22, and he died of COVID-19 complications. The thing is that he was sick and he thought he had the flu. However, the complication was that the virus got in his brain. So, this is more like an encephalitis kind of virus, like West Nile virus can cause meningoencephalitis or encephalitis, um, uh, Eastern equine encephalitis. These are viruses that can get into your brain. So obviously, COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2 is one of those viruses that can invade your brain. And I don't know if anyone saw any of the videos that came out of China with people like in convulsions, which can be one of the things that can happen when your brain swells. So if you feel ill and you're not sure don't try to decide for yourself, is this a cold? Is this the flu? Is this COVID? Go get tested because early intervention is key to survival in so many cases, as well as taking vitamin D and zinc and magnesium and vitamin C. Okay, so let's read this article. Salt Lake City, health experts worry strong recommendations to Governor Gary Herbert's office may have fallen on deaf ears while almost 650 Utahns have died from the disease. He thought he had a really bad flu, said Heather Edwards. Keegan Thurer is one of the youngest Utahns to die from COVID-19 complications. He was admitted to the ICU on his 22nd birthday. He started hallucinating, said Edwards, Keegan's mother in San Diego, California. He kept complaining of severe migraines. He had been complaining migraines for several days at this point. The virus caused the Logan's man's brain to swell significantly. Keegan slipped into a coma. On October 24, doctors declared him brain dead. We just waited about half an hour and they said he had taken his last breath and was declared dead, Edwards said. His mother said her son was young, healthy, and wasn't at risk. Just upbeat and getting out there, testing out adulthood and enjoying it. He was a good kid, said Edwards. With cases and deaths skyrocketing, a coalition of health experts pushed recommendations to state leaders. Right now, we have to essentially shut down pretty much all social interaction as far as gatherings, extended family gatherings, parties, weddings. That sounds cruel, but it is the facts, said infectious disease physician Dr. Todd Vento. Dr. Vento believes most Utah businesses and schools are doing their part. Yet at a meeting with state leaders and the White House task force last weekend, he fears strict science-based recommendations weren't taken seriously. Well, I'd like to interject here at this point. We can't have social gatherings or extended family gatherings, parties, or weddings, but businesses and schools are doing their part. How can you have limit social gatherings but allow businesses to operate and kids to go to school in cramped quarters in closed buildings? Most of their windows don't even open in those schools. We're coming into winter where they definitely won't have a window open, even if they could open one. So this just sounds odd to me. I am really disappointed. I am being as honest as I can be here. People who left those rooms used the visit as a way to confirm what they already believe, said Dr. Vento. The governor's office tells Fox 13 that they are currently discussing next steps, and at this point, everything is on the table. Keegan's mom hopes compassion is included in the plan. It has to do with being human. If we care, we take care of each other, and if we care about each other and take care of each other, we are going to do the things it takes to be careful and smart, said Edwards. Governor Herbert's office is expected to make an announcement on possible actions on Monday. I can tell you already we're mandated statewide to wear a mask if you are in a place where you cannot social distance 6 feet. So if you're within someone by 6 feet, you have to have a mask on. So that's the deal. And still I see people without masks, but there are way more now wearing masks than there were before. And I'm hoping that when this article gets out, that people will even consider more strongly to wear a mask, whether you believe it or not. If there's a possibility that you can keep yourself or someone in your family or a close friend or a coworker or a neighbor from catching a virus that you may or may not believe in, do you really want to take the risk that it could cost them their life or you your life? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk the people that I love and all the people in my neighborhood and all the people that go to my grandkids' schools, or the people that go to work at businesses around here where I live. I'm not going to go anywhere that I don't have to go. If I go in a store, I definitely put on a mask. If I have to go to the doctor's office, I put on 2 masks. I put on an N95 and then I put on a PN95 over the top of that. So I'm trying to be especially careful because I am in a high-risk group. But what if I was only 22 like this young man who was perfectly healthy, and got the virus and died from complications because he thought it was the flu and didn't go get checked? So if you're not feeling well, you have a sniffle and you're not feeling like you're catching a cold and you get a headache, then you start having a fever, you're waiting too long to go get tested. It's important to get tested early. There are medicines they can give you that will work a lot better than if you wait until you're as sick as this young man was before he went to the hospital or doctor and wound up in the ICU and died. So, people, just be smart and don't take the risk that just because you think it's some kind of hoax, don't risk your life and those that you love with a conspiracy theory of this is all a pandemic. Is it really? Is it really a pandemic? Okay, well maybe it is. But what's it going to hurt if you wear a mask if it isn't a pandemic and it really is a pandemic? So be safe out there, and as always, I love you.